marami ang nakapansin kung paano kiligin si Alice Guo, habang tinatanong ni Congressman Chino Almario sa hearing ng House of Representatives of the Philippines. Narito panoorin ang video kung paano kinilig si Alice Guo habang kausap si Congressman Chino Almario.
Your Honor, and
Chip, please.
And Your Honor, I cannot disclose too much because I have 8 pending cases po at the court din po.
Okay. And alam mo ba yung may mga statements kayo na nasabi nyo dati sa mga previous hearings in both the Quadcom and the Senate na naging natuklasan na kasinungalingan? Tama po ba?
Anong pong statement po, Your Honor?
Well, the nationality, your parents, and the like. Tama po ba?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Pero now that we're here and almost closing on this na rin, willing ka ba na magsalita ng katotohanan sa Quadcom na ito?
Your Honor, ano pong question po?
Willing po ba kayo na magsalita ng katotohanan sa Quadcom na ito? Now na patapos na itong lahat.
Opo, Your Honor. I have pending cases po at the court. So, anything po na sasabihin ko po dito sa Quadcom may use against me. So,
okay.
Opo.
Alright. Pero even if na mo na may alam din yung Ministry of State Security, willing ka rin ba na mag-confess ng katotohanan sa Quadcom na ito?
Your Honor, pa-specify ko po sana yung question po.
Yeah.
Para I know paano din po ako makahelp po.
Okay. Sige. I'd like to direct your attention po sa ating screen. Can we please flash? Kilala mo ba tong si Xie Zhijiang?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Hindi po. Okay. I'd like to put that on the record, Mr. Chair, na hindi po niya kilala the person in question na si Xie Zhijiang. Nung nakarang mga hearings, and I'll just put this on the sideline lang because I will touch back on this one again, Mr. Chair. Nung nakaraang mga hearings, sinabi niyo po sa Senado and dito sa Congress na ikaw ay Pilipino. Tama po ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
And sabi niyo din dito lumaki. Tama po ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Dito kayo ipinanganak. Tama po ba?
Yes po, Your Honor. I have my Filipino birth certificate po.
And dito din kayo, Pilipino din yung mga magulang ninyo po?
Ang alam ko po, ang nanay ko po ay Filipina po.
Okay. And yung tatay mo?
Tatay ko po ay Chinese.
Okay. Now, let's circle back a few years before, more recently, yung sa pagtakbo ninyo bilang mayor po. Ano ulit yung naging rason ninyo kung bakit kayo nagdesisyon na tumakbo bilang mayor ng Bamban?
Your Honor, unang-una po,
short answer lang, Ms.
Yes po. Tatlo po kasi yung yung sagot ko po diyan. Isa po sa tatlo ay childhood dream ko po. Pangalawa po, sa Bamban po ko lumaki, gusto ko somehow makapag-share din po ng kung anong pong meron ako. Gusto ko rin po natulungan yung mga kababayan ko po. Pangatlo po, tinulungan din po ako ng former mayor din po namin town para sa kampanya din po.
Okay. And saan kayo kumuha ng pondo para tumakbo bilang mayor?
Your Honor, 37,000 po ang aming voters. Hindi po ganun kalaki.
So, saan lang kayo kumuha ng pondo? Kasi kailangan ng pondo, di ba? Para magkampanya. So, saan kayo kumuha ng pondo?
Your Honor, kumuha po ako ng pondo sa negosyo ko po.
Okay. And itong negosyo is?
Your Honor, lahat po ng negosyo ko po, sinampan po nila ng AMLAC. So, I invoke my right against self-incrimination po pagdating po sa business po.
Okay. Can we show the next slide? Gusto ko lang pakita. So, confirm niyo po, Miss Alice, na kayo po ito sa likod po ng Ford F-150. And yan si Cassie na nakasakay din ng Can-Am. Ano ba yan? Riker Sport 900? Tama ba?
Your Honor, hindi po yung campaign. Yan po ay Town Fiesta po.
Town Fiesta lang.
Opo.
Okay. So, very interesting. Kasi from what I remember, kasi ako mahilig ako sa kotse, pero yung kotse ko is a 2003 Camry. And medyo may kamahalan din yung mga nakikita natin dito sa pictures. But sige na lang. So this was a fiesta naman din and very festive. Pero kayong dalawa yung nasa picture, tama po ba?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay. So you deny lahat ng mga funding na nakuha mo for your campaign galing sa sarili nyo, sa businesses?
Yes po, galing po sa sarili po lahat, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, you didn't ask for any funding from any Chinese person, Filipino?
Never po.
Okay, sige.
Filipinos po, may mga friends po na tumulong in kind. Pero finances po, wala po.
Okay, sige. I'd like to point out to this committee that even if we have been making our own researches, pulling our own inquiries, this is another source from a completely different party and is unrelated to what we do. Pero nagkataon that the person named Xie Kailun, who Xie Zhijiang trusted with the encrypted files, showed to Al Jazeera that there is a dossier confirming that there are Chinese spies all over, at least in this case Myanmar, but here also in the Philippines, and undoubtedly shows Go Huaping. In the picture where she was born, even her mother, and the name of Lin Wenyi. Mr. Chair, again, we were told, kanina nagtanong tayo kung lumaki ba si Ma'am Alice dito sa Pilipinas, kung dito ba siya ipinanganak, kung Pilipino ba yung mga magulang niya. She said dito daw siya lumaki, which is false. Because paano malalaman or ma-identify ng mga tao doon mismo sa address sa Fujian na nakilala nila si Alice Go o Go Huaping as anak ni Lin Wenyi nung pinakita nila yung picture ni Go Huaping sa kanila. Number 2, tinanong natin kung saan ba siya ipinanganak. Nakita na nga. Doon mismo. She left daw late of 2002. Sabi pa ng tao na in-interview ng Al Jazeera doon mismo sa Fujian. And might we take note, Mr. Chair, na sa video, nung pinuntahan nila yung address na nakalagay sa dossier, sa encrypted dossier, is a local office ng Communist Party of China. So, Mr. Chair, I think this in itself speaks volumes na. No? Again, nakakainis na time and time again, dinideny ni Go Huaping lahat ng mga questions na tinatanong namin sa kanya. Okay. Again, let me ask. Go Huaping, kilala mo ba si Xie Zhijiang? Yes or no?
Your Honor, yung Xie Zhijiang na sinasabi niyo po, yan po ba yung pinakita niyo po niya sa akin sa picture?
Correct.
Hindi ko po siya kilala. At sana po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, makuha ko rin po yung details. Gusto ko po magdemanda. Hindi ko po sila kilala.
Hindi natin madidemanda, Ms. Alice, dahil kasi he's in Thailand. Go Huaping, kilala mo ba si Xie Zhijiang? Yes or no?
Your Honor, yung Xie Zhijiang na sinasabi niyo po, yan po ba yung pinakita niyo po niya sa akin sa picture?
Correct.
Hindi ko po siya kilala. At sana po, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, makuha ko rin po yung details. Gusto ko po magdemanda. Hindi ko po sila kilala.
Hindi natin madidemanda, Ms. Alice, dahil kasi he's in Thailand. And the reason why he's speaking the truth now is because, as he was saying din in the video, although hindi lang pinakita dito, is that he is also being illegally detained daw, sabi niya. Kaya sa galit niya, he wants to speak also the truth out to the world na iniipit na rin siya ng Chinese Ministry of State and Security. So, what does he have to lose? That's why nga sinabi nga niya sa inyo, Ms. Go Huaping, na tell the truth. Don't fall to the same mistakes that he has done. Kasi nga, he also fears for your life. Remember, nung Senate hearing, na you mentioned na you didn't want to name names because you feared for your life. And because of that, the Senate granted you security and asylum within the PNP's compound. Ngayon, na nag-executive session na kayo, sabi ng Senate na there was nothing to go about except for one name na hindi pa din namin alam. But if we look at it, there is no doubt, kitang-kita na. Hindi na galing mismo dito sa Quadcom, pero in an international company that whose job is to search for the truth worldwide. So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to submit this video na this is confirmation that what we've been trying to unearth here, marami na din dyan na nakikita din that corroborates not from us but from other parties as well. Which also means that this Quadcom should also be the avenue for which other people should also go to us to reveal more of the truth kasi kailangan din natin yung kompletong katotohanan. Which is why this is an open call to action, Mr. Chair. Sa lahat ng mga nanonood ng committee meetings natin, na kung may alam kayo, lalo na nakakatulong ito sa pagtingin, sa pagkuha ng katotohanan, please come forward. Kasi this is national security also at stake. She's been denying na may kilala siya, na ultimo, sinasabi niya na ilang beses na siya tinawagan para humingi ng campaign funds. Kung hindi niya alam yun, or if he was saying, if it wasn't even in the same timeline, then he wouldn't have said that. Diba? Timing. Elections natin, doon din siya, tumakbo din siya, humingi siya ng tulong. It all adds up. It all lines up. So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to submit this video to the committee. And I hope na people really try this time na mas marami pa na will come forward to speak truth to this matter. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Mario. So, before we recognize the next interpellator, may tanong lang ako kay Miss Go Waping. So, hindi mo kilala yon, ano?
Your Honor, unfair naman po para sa akin. Hindi ko po siya kilala at never po ako humingi ng campaign fund entirely. Never po ako humingi ng campaign fund during my campaign period. At nung video na pinakita po ni Congressman Chino po kanina, hindi ko po siya kilala. At gusto ko rin po na iparating sa lahat ng kababayan ko at Pilipinas na rin po. Mahal ko pang Pilipinas.
Kasi nabanggit dun sa video na you're probably a spy.
Hindi po ako spy.
So hindi ka spy?
Totally po, hindi po ako spy.
Hindi ikaw yung nasa picture?
Hindi po ako spy, hindi po ako nasa picture, at hindi rin po, Your Honor, ako yung sinasabi niya.
Kasi yung parang pinakita niyang dokumento, I don't know if that is a birth certificate from China, it clearly shows a picture that resembles your feature. Diba? So, 1, 2, pangalan mo, yung Go Waping. Tapos yung place of birth mo, nakalagay daw doon. Nakalagay, China di ba? So, how will you now tell us and convince the Filipino people na ikaw ay hindi spy at ikaw ay hindi involved dito sa Pogo?
Your Honor, I think our government agencies can prove din sa darating ng araw na hindi po ako spy dahil hindi naman po talaga ako spy. Secondly, yung tao po na nasa video po kanina, I'll find way para, hindi ko po alam kung paano, pero I'll talk to my lawyer, especially the network, magdidemanda po ako.
Okay, sige. Thank you. The next interpellator is Congresswoman Migs Nograles. You're recognized.
Thank
you have 5
Mr.
minutes.
Chair. Before that, Ms. Alice Go, you said you will file a case against this Cheji Zian, and you said you will tell the network. Anong network to?
Per my record po, kung di po ako nagkakamali, Al Jazeera Network.
Okay,
Yung
thank
nakita
you.
ko po kanina. Pero babalikan ko po kung tama po yung naisulat ko po, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, I'll go back to some questions in relation to the video. So again, Ms. Alice Go, Mr. Chair, you are denying that you are Chinese spy.
Hindi po ako spy.
Well, Mr. Chair, wala naman atang spiya na mag-aamin na spiya siya. No. So, it really begs the question. But anyway, alam nyo ba, Ms. Guo, na itong si She Ziyang, na umamin na Chinese spy siya, na sinabi naman niya, kilala ka niya, ay inamin niya na dito siya na-recruit sa Pilipinas?
Your Honor, I cannot answer your question dahil hindi ko po siya kilala.
So, to put in record, this video showed, mahaba kasi to, it's an excerpt of the video, that inamin niya na recruited siya dito sa Pilipinas. In fact, can we show lang na nagpakita siya ng picture na nandito siya sa Pilipinas. I think it's one of the recruiters. Kung pwede lang natin mapakita yung picture na yon. So, ito. Wala kang kilala dito.
Sa tatlo po, ni isa po wala po akong kakilala, Your Honor.
So, ito, nandito si She Ziyang when he was Mr. Chair na dito siya na-recruit sa Pilipinas as a spy. Baka iisa lang pala ang nagre-recruit sa kanila, hindi natin alam, no? And again, babalik natin doon sa picture na pinakita sa video. Yung next slide, please. And again, you confirm this is not you, Miss Alice Guo?
Your Honor, hindi po ako yan.
This is not you. Okay. Ang katanungan ko, Miss God, because you're saying that hindi mo kilala at dedemanda mo, ano naman mabe-benefit din nitong si She Ziyang to name you?
Your Honor, I think it's better for you to ask him. Kasi siya po yung naglabas ng video, so siya po nakakaalam anong makakapag-benefit po sa kanya. Definitely, hindi po ako spy.
Okay. Relax ka lang. Bakit ka galit?
Kasi po, ganun din po yung nangyari last time. Sinasabi po nila spy ako. Mahal ko pong Pilipinas, Filipino po ako, hindi po ako spy.
Okay, relax lang. Relax ka lang. Diba? You don't have to be so riled up if you know the truth. Right? So, you categorically will keep denying what She Ziyang is saying, right? He mentions na pinanganak ka sa Fujian, China, and na nanay mo si Lin Wenyi.
Allegations po niya yun, Your Honor.
And who is Lin Wenyi?
Your Honor, Lin Wenyi is a partner of my father. And about my citizenship naman po, I think there is already
I'm not asking
court
anything about your
na po.
citizenship. I'm just asking who Lin Wenyi is. Pinapangunahan mo ako sa mga ko. Hindi ko naman tinatanong. Masyado kang defensive. You know, mga actuations mo, medyo, it's showing something, Miss Guo. So, itong address mo na pinakita, pakita natin yung picture ulit. Yung address nito, Mr. Chair, is apparently the local address of the Chinese Communist Party. Sigurado ka, hindi mo namimiss to? Walang memories?
Never ko po nakita, Your Honor.
Baka lang, may emotion ngayon eh. Baka lumabas ang emotions mo dito. Ano?
Your Honor, emotional po ako dahil unfair po para sa akin, para sabihan po ako na spy po ako.
Okay, I'm asking about your house now. So, ito,
Your Honor, that's not my house.
Okay, this is in Fujian. Balik lang natin sa last hearing na meron pinakita si Congresswoman Luistro, no? Yung nagko-congratulate yung people of Fujian sa kanya. So, kung hindi ka taga dito, at mukhang dito naman yung sinasabi nilang bahay nila, bakit naman din? I think we have that, no? That the people of Fujian was congratulating the first mayor na naging mayor dito. Yan. We have a translator here. Do you understand what is written?
Yes, this is like congratulating for winning as the mayor. Okay, and then these are the people who prepared this congratulatory page.
Those are the people, yung mga pangalan.
Below, yes po.
Okay. Baka kunin natin, Mr. Chair, yung mga pangalan na yan.
Yeah, can you please post it again? Yan. Oh. Sino-sino yan?
It is from Jinjiang, Jinjing Shen. Yeah, it's an association of the hometown. It's in Jinjing Shen.
Which is in Fujian, I think.
Yes, it is.
Which is basically where what we saw in this video, Mr. Chair, kung saan talaga kasi galing ang si Miss Alice Guo, no? And then itong si Lin Wenyi na tinatanggi naman po ni Miss Alice Guo na hindi mo nanay, no? Which later on, nakakalungkot if she really is your mother, na you're denying your ties to your mother. Sinabi din sa documentary, Mr. Chair, na umalis nga daw siya, sabi ng mga residente doon, na umalis siya towards the end of 2002. From the previous hearings, we have a copy of the Special Investor Resident Visa. Yung next slide, please. Yan. Na dependent siya ni Lin Wenyi, galing ala from Fujian. And it was January 12, 2003 na pumasok sila ng Pilipinas. So, the facts seem to be aligned. The documents that we have and we've been seeing seem to be aligned with this video that came out, Mr. Chair, na hindi naman natin alam bakit naman in-name din si Miss Alice Guo na hindi naman, wala naman kinalaman ito sa atin. But apparently, there is that connection, which is scary. We go back to Lin Wenyi, which you have said this is the partner of your father, your Chinese father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. And you said, naman, na you will only be into business with those you are very close with and those you trust, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, you said that last hearing. And yung lumabas nga, yung mga corporations, makita natin, they're about, pakita natin yung almost similar to the table that we showed last hearing, or 2 hearings ago. Ito yung mga corporations mo. Ang daming beses lumalabas nga nitong si Lin Wenyi, na lahat ng mga kasama sa corporations na yon are actually family members of yours. Your brother, your father, right? And ngayon, nanay niya pala itong Lin Wenyi. So it is a family corporation. So, Miss Alice, itong nangyari din sa video, meron sinasabing yung Yatay Group. Ito yung company ni Mr. She Zhizang. And actually, itong business ni She Zhizang ay katulad ng mga negosyong tinayo mo sa Bamban, Tarlac. There's a picture Mas magkapareho siya. And do you know that etong si She Zhizang, link yung mga businesses niya. Kaya nga siya nasa Thailand ngayon with human trafficking, extortion, and cyber scams, which are the very same crimes na tinitingnan natin ngayon, Mr. Chair, na nangyayari sa mga illegal POGO operations dito. So, Mr. Chair, essentially, makikita natin may similarity from a rural area, pumasok at nag-expand, nag-build ng mga ganitong front legal businesses na alam naman natin may mga illegalities which is being found in Myanmar. And ito yung sinabi ng Chinese spy na si She Zhizang. So essentially, Mr. Chair, kung titingnan mo, I may show na lang to this committee para mas madali. Parang ang mga espiya ng China, di lang sa Pilipinas, pati sa Myanmar, we don't know other countries that we can later on discover. Parang may steps sila kung anong gagawin nila. Parang, step 1, pumili ng bansa. Halimbawa, itong Philippines sa atin, Myanmar, Thailand. Step 2, pumili ng lugar na pagtatayuan ng mga industrial complex, which we have seen in Porac, Pampanga, and in Bamban, Tarlac. Step 3, maghanap ng mga dayuhang Chinese na mumumuhanan na tutulong magtayo ng negosyo. Kita natin, yung kapatid ni Michael Yang, nakatanggap halos 2 billion pesos mula 2018 hanggang 2021. Si Zhang Yujin, na nakita natin guilty sa Singapore para sa kasong money laundering na incorporator ng Baofu. At yung si Jiang Zhongguo, yung ama ni Guo, na incorporator din, na sinasabi nga niya, yun ang simula, di ba? Na nagpondo rin sa kanya sa mga businesses. There's this trend, Mr. Chair, no? Na galing sa Chinese, nagsisimula, or kung grandfather man, ito yung mga paulit-ulit na kwento eh. Then there's step 4. Kukunin ang mga loob ng mga residente at gawing dummies. Nakita natin, I think, di ba may mga nag-surrender, I think over the past few days, Mr. Chair. Itong sinema Thelma Laranan, Rowena Evangelista, tindahan sila ng mga gulay, no? May mga barbecue stall na obviously hindi naman nila kaya mag-incorporate or to give itong mga capital sa mga malalaking negosyo na nag-surrender na ginamit lang sila. I don't know kung paano nila ginawa ito. Sakno nila yung loob ng mga residente kasi syempre may mga pangangailangan siguro at hindi naman nila iniisip kung ano yung magiging repercussions. Then there's step 5 na maghahanap ng makapangyarihan na tao na may pera at impluwensya sa gobyerno na alam natin na tinatanungan natin na ngayon hindi na natin makita, Mr. Chair, ang dating presidential spokesperson, na kita natin, tinulungan niya, bigyan ng permit, ang mga pogo, known personality who's the lawyer, and owns several properties connected to what we have been seeing the past few hearings. Then there's step 6, mag-incorporate na ng mga kumpanyang mukhang legitimate sa una. Diba? Nabigyan na natin ng lisensya itong Hongshen. And then na-raid yung Baofu compound. Yung Lucky South 99 nagsimula as a BPO, sa BPO at real estate industry. Ngunit inamend na yung AOI niya noong February, doon na pumasok yung POGO. So they can start operating in the guise of a legitimate business na mamaya magiging illegal naman. Then there is the next step, magkakaroon nga ng corporate layering na. At nakikita natin sa mga different corporations like Baofu, itong mga corporation ng mga Yangs, itong mga corporations nila Miss Alice Guo. Nakita natin sa Matrix today, there are so many corporate layers na pag tinignan mo, it all ties back to two personalities who are here. Actually, 3 personalities who are here na magkakasabwat, Mr. Chair. And of course, step 8, then dito na, pag nangyari na itong lahat, magkakaroon na ng illegal na gawain na may mga human trafficking, money laundering, illegal gambling, love scams, tax evasions, at iba pa. You know, Mr. Chair, nakakalungkot. So ito, titingnan natin, steps 1 to 8. Mukhang ito ang, kumbaga, standard siguro nila or mission order ng mga espiya na to. Nakakalungkot na pumasok sila ng Pilipinas. Pinayagan silang pumasok ng Pilipinas dahil bawal sa kanilang bansa itong mga gambling, offshore. Pumasok ang China dito. They took advantage of our country, our laws, our citizens, our resources, Mr. Chair. Nakakatakot dahil hindi to one-sided. Lahat ng mga steps na to, mangyayari lang at pupunta sa next step kung pinayagan to ng gobyerno. There are steps and there are processes. At sinabi ni Maligo na our government agencies can prove naman daw. Diba? Kasi alam niya, hindi naman gagalaw to, hindi mangyayari to kung walang approval ng mga government agencies. So paano to nakalusot, Mr. Chair? Yun yung tinitingnan natin. Kaya natin ginagawa to. Yung government ng Pilipinas natin, paano nangyari to? Para nakapasok ang China dito? Paano nakalusot ang isang Chinese spy dito? At malala, paano naging parte ang isang Chinese spy sa gobyerno natin na binoto ng mga Pilipino? Paano nangyari to? Sino ang pumayag na mangyari to? Akala ko ba, Mr. Chair, diba the Philippines is not for sale? Yun yung sinasabi. Baka kaya naman palang the Philippines is not for sale dahil siguro as early as 2017, ay yung nagsimula tong lahat ay mukhang nabenta ng Pilipinas. So sino ba ang nagbenta ng Pilipinas sa sa China. Yun lang po, Mr. Chair. And I will end again to Ms. Alice Guo with the message of your fellow Chinese spy to you. So sana medyo matauhan ka ng konti. Can we just play that message na lang? So, Mr. Chair, I end my interpellation with that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Congresswoman Nograles. The next to interpellate is Congresswoman Jinky Luistro.
Thank you,
You're
Mr. Chair.
recognized.
We were presented by the Matrix when we started the hearing on POGO. And indeed, Mr. Chair, the number of corporations, including the incorporators, are really overwhelming. However, Mr. Chair, I wish to commend DSJJ Suarez and SDS Don Gonzales for painstakingly presenting how Michael Young and Alan Lim are connected to all of this. However, Mr. Chair, to give us a rundown on how this investigation is going in relation to the matrix that was presented earlier, I wish to summarize what we have gone through already by enumerating the 4 significant personalities along with the corresponding location and the companies involved. So far, Mr. Chair, we were able to unfold the personality of Mayor Alice Goo, whom we later on found out is a Chinese national by the person Go Waping. She is from Tarlac, where we found a compound we call Baofu, and where we see 2 corporations involved in POGO, started with Hongsheng and later on converted to Yunzu An. The second personality, Mr. Chair, is Cassandra Lee Ong. She figured in Porac, Pampanga, where there is a location we call Whirlwind, catering to the POGO operation of the company we call Lucky South. Tonight, Mr. Chair, we are all witnesses of the unfolding of another Chinese personality. This is in the person of Tony Yang, the elder brother of Michael Yang and Hong Jai Yang. This time, Mr. Chair, the location is Cagayan de Oro, where there is such a compound we call Alwana Compound, and allegedly there are 2 companies involved in POGO operation. One is Oro One, and the other is Sanja Steel. Ultimately, Mr. Chair, what surprises us tonight is the seeming link of Miss Alice Goo, one of the Chinese POGO operator, with a self-confessed Chinese spy by the name She Yang Zheng. Apparently, Mr. Chair, based on the documentary that was presented, he operated a POGO corporation also. This one is in Myanmar, near the boundary of Thailand. And the name of the corporation is Yatai International Group, Mr. Chair. At this point, Mr. Chair, being the lead agency in this investigation, I wish to request the PAOK, from their perspective, how do we connect these 4 already significant Chinese personalities figuring in our POGO investigation, Mr. Chair? May we request Director Casio?
Madam Chair, as previously explained in the different hearings, it's more of the financial transactions that basically exposed the intricate links of these four said individuals and the companies to which they are also associated. So, but then again, Madam Chair, this is still an ongoing investigation. So we will be able to uncover as we proceed with the financial investigation as we defer to the AMLC, Madam Chair.
May we know, Mr. Chair, if PAOK has come across already this Oro 1 and Zanja Steel with respect to the allegation concerning POGO operation?
With regards to Oro 1, Madam Chair, we heard about it during the, because of a news report that was wherein a supposed inspection was conducted in the said location of Oro 1. And then when we heard of that particular inspection, ma'am, we dug into our files and were able to check that indeed Oro 1 was a customer service representative of Shonway Technology. By the way, Madam Chair, there are 8 others at one time that were CSR of Shonway Technology.
How about Sanjay Steel Corporation, Mr. Chair?
Madam Chair, with regards to Sanja, this is an ongoing investigation together with other law enforcement agencies and intelligence agencies, so to speak. We've seen the name of Philippine Sanja Steel in different alleged illegal transactions, not necessarily related to POGO, Madam Chair.
But have we visited the location of this Sanja Steel? The facility?
As far as the commission is concerned, Madam Chair, no. When the Bureau of Immigration was able to apprehend Mr. Yang last week at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport, we've received reports that a good number of vans left the compound early morning of the same day, the following day that he was apprehended, supposedly with the purpose of bringing out the foreign nationals in the area.
I understand that the only case that Tony Yang is facing right now is violation of immigration law. Is this correct?
That is affirmative, Madam Chair.
Do we have AMLA here? Mr. Chair, I wish to ask the AMLA if he's seeing any case which can possibly be filed against Tony Yang concerning his several corporations here in the Philippines, particularly with respect to violation of the AMLA.
Magandang hapon po, Madam Chair. Madam Chair,
may we request the resource speaker to please speak louder and maybe closer to the microphone?
Magandang hapon po, Madam Chair. Money laundering is a derivative crime, meaning it has to proceed from an unlawful activity. As mentioned by Dr. Casio, what Mr. Yang is facing right now is violation of immigration law, which is not a predicate offense under the AMLA. But just the same, Your Honor, we are gathering all information, personalities that come up during investigation. We gather intelligence information and we investigate, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, I wish to direct my question this time to Alice Goo. Mr. Chair, I wish to manifest likewise and direct this manifestation to AMLA. That I understand that there are cases already filed against the incorporators of Brick Hearts, which I understand is a subsidiary of Shonway. and Shonway being the company which is being served or serving Oro One and Sanja Steel. Considering the corporate relationship of Brick Hearts, Shonway, Oro One, and Sanja Steel, are we not considering any possibility of violation of AMLA, having the cases filed already involving Brick Hearts as the predicate crime?
Your Honor, since the name of that corporation came up during the investigation of this committee and in news accounts, Your Honor, we have started our investigation on Brick Hearts, Your Honor.
May we ask PAOK, considering the presentation of DS JJ Suarez earlier, that there was a kidnapping discovered in Brick Hearts, meron po ba tayong naka-file na kaso against the incorporators of Brick Hearts?
None to our knowledge, Madam Chair. We've heard of the kidnapping in relation to Shuangma Technology and in relation to Hearts. But then again, I would direct the said question to the Philippine National Police because the said reports were directed to them during that time of the investigation, Madam Chair, not to the Commission.
Mr. Chair, can we hear from the PNP? If we have the PNP here. There is a kidnapping incident in Brick Hearts. This one involves a Filipina. So may we know if a case was filed concerning this kidnapping incident? Mr. Chair, this is the corporation layering that we have been explaining since day one of our investigation. As a matter of fact, even prior to the creation of Quadcom, we have observed already the creation of so many corporations, however, with interlocking directors, that adds to challenges on the part of the government, including the agencies, the PAOK, the PNP, and the AMLA, in identifying the Chinese personalities to be held responsible by the various illegal activities hiding under the guise of POGO establishment or even a customer service provider. Do we have PNP here?
Yes, Madam Chair, from the IDM, Colonel Landicho, sir. Ma'am.
Our question to PNP is whether a case was filed concerning the kidnapping incident involving Brick Hearts.
We will check on that, ma'am.
I hope that the PAOK will be coordinating closely with AMLA and with the PNP, because I understand that this is a very complex illegal activity involving so many companies, so many corporations, so many foreign nationals, that gives challenges to us on identifying who is he and who needs to be charged in court.
Madam Chair, rest assured, I will bring this matter to our Undersecretary and to our Chairman, and we would do our best to coordinate with the said agencies in relation to Brick Hearts and Shuangma, because Brick Hearts has figured in so many POGO investigations already, Madam Chair.
I lament, Mr. Chair, that while we have unfolded already the personality of Cassie Ong, of Alice Goo, of Tony Yang, and even She in the documentary, I understand that there are still several corporations hiding under the guise of being a Filipino corporation, also hiding under the guise of being a BPO or customer service provider. I hope we can look into all of this, especially those companies which were mentioned in the matrix at the early part of our hearing, Mr. Chair. And can we ask Alice Goo now?